Hello students, how are you? I hope you all remembered me and didn't forget me. It's been a long time since there was a midterm exam and I hope that you have all done a good, you have given your best. I know the question was quite tricky, but as I told you, it's because it's all science are interrelated and you shouldn't forget everything. So, okay. Don't worry, it will be light. I will be checking lightly, so not strict. If the question was strict, but checking will be light. It will be casual. So let's start and back to our virtual learning. And I know the puja is also knocking at the door. Nobody is yet in that state of mind to study, but don't worry. I will go slow and steady, but as we know that slow and steady wins the race, we will at the end win the race. So let's start back to the chapter where we left. So go through the last video. In the last video we have discussed that theory proposed by the Dalton, Dalton's atomic theory. In which he proposed that the matter is made up of a tiny particles which is called atom. Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed, and atom is indivisible. There are so many atoms of different elements have different properties, and atoms of same elements have the same properties, and atoms combine together to form a molecule, and this molecule collectively group together to give us a compound. But as in that class also I end the video with this notation that even after so much even after the theory he proposed, there were so many drawbacks. But we should not forget that because of his discovery, we are able to see that side of the world that were unknown to us. Because of his discovery that atoms which is most tiny, do you even know how small it can be? How small? Just consider that how you visual Earth in whole universe. If you are told that visual Earth in whole universe means it is a vast. We can't even measure that how vast it is. The volume of the universe it's unpredictable. So considering the Earth in that universe is like finding like what do I say? Finding a coin in an ocean. Okay, finding your favorite coin. Suppose you dropped a coin and now you want to take that back. So finding a coin in that ocean, it's like that only. So just consider. Where is my pen? Just wait a minute. Sorry for the interruptions. Okay, suppose consider this body is a universe. I know just suppose, imagine. This body is a universe and you are told just locate the position or just give the size of the Earth in this whole universe. I must say that even it is like even this dot is visible, but I must say this dot will not be even visible. Like what I must say, like it is the smallest one. If you consider this pencil, if I put a dot and you can't see, that dot is your Earth and you are living on the Earth. And suppose how small you are, like even tiniest of the nanoest in the nanoest, not the tiniest also. So the atom is like that. He discovered without any help of the technology. He discovered and he proposed that the matter is made up of a tiny particles, that is atom. And because of his discovery, commendable discovery, we are able, the scientists after that are able to propose or able to discover the subatomic particles. So we should be grateful about his discovery. What were the limitations? The first were, it failed to explain why the atom of same elements have a different atomic masses. Yes, it was seen that atoms of having same masses, like hydrogen. So atoms of same element having a different atomic masses, and if it has a different atomic masses, that means some of the properties also get changed. So in that case, that in Dalton, that he proposed that atoms of same element have a same property, be it physical, be it chemical. But after, when it was discovered that it was found that atoms of same element have a different atomic masses, that means there some of the properties get changed. It can be physical, yes, physical also, because radius also get changed, and sometimes a few of the chemical properties. So see, the atoms of a same elements have a different atomic masses, and this type of elements, or this type of are called isotopes. I know you are quite confused about this term atomic masses. Don't worry, we will learn about this atomic masses, what are atomic masses and what are mass numbers, what is isotope, what is isobars in the next class, in the next chapter only, because it is already in your syllabus. The second limitation was later experiment. It was discovered that atoms can be further divided. Atoms can be further divided. That means the theory that he proposed, that atoms is indivisible, that atoms cannot be further divided, it was later on means after 100 years, approx 100 years, it was discovered that atoms can be further divided, and it was further divided into what? Into protons, electrons and neutrons. And these three particles are called subatomic particles. What are called? Subatomic particles. And the third one is, in some cases also, atoms of different elements are found to have a different mass numbers. See, earlier that atoms of same element was having a different atomic masses. Now the atoms of different elements are found to have a same mass numbers. So see that in this also you can see that atoms of different elements having a different property, but here after this discovery, after we found that atoms of different elements also have the same mass numbers, so this was the one of the major limitations of the Dalton's atomic theory, and this type of elements and this type of groupings are called isobars. So mass numbers, isobars, isotopes, atomic mass, these are all in your syllabus, and we will discuss about this in the next chapter. But don't worry, we will discuss about the atomic masses. What is atomic masses? So these are the major drawbacks. There are various drawbacks of the Dalton's atomic theory. That is, he could not explain that why atoms of different elements combine to form a molecules, what type of nature of forces that are binding different atoms, in a molecule, what are the force of attraction, nature of attraction, so nature of force. So there is various drawbacks. Now, after so many drawbacks, so it was later stated that this is not the ideal atomic theory. Later on, the scientists, I don't remember, the scientists have suggested a modern atomic theory. After making so many modifications, after so many discoveries, they made a modification of this Dalton's atomic theory, and they proposed a new modern atomic theory. Let's see what they have suggested. It's not in your syllabus, but to your information I am giving you, so that it may help you in your higher classes. So let's see what they proposed in a modern atomic theory after so many modifications and after so many discoveries. Let's see. Okay, now let's discuss that modern atomic theory. What this modern atomic theory proposed and what modifications they have brought in from Dalton's atomic theory. So main modifications were made. What was the problem? That was related to the isotopes having same different atomic mass, same element having different atomic mass, different element having a same mass numbers, and this one, and atoms cannot is not divisible. Okay, so let's see. The main modifications were made. The atoms can be indivisible. can be, oh sorry, I think it's divisible, can be divisible, it can be divided into, atoms are made up of 3 subatomic particles, that is what? Protons, neutrons and electrons. Atoms of same element may possess a different relative masses. Yes, atoms of different elements may possess a similar in one or more aspects. Okay. And the fourth one, it is the most important, that is atoms can be subdivided or created or destroyed in ordinary chemical reaction. You cannot subdivide the atoms or create or destroy in an ordinary chemical reaction. Suppose you are doing a chemical reaction of acid and base and you are thinking that something different will happen, that atoms will be subdivided, but it is not. In that ordinary reaction, the atoms can neither be subdivided. Like we have seen in a cell that it is division, cell, like a cell division, that cells are divided into 2. So it doesn't happen in an ordinary chemical reaction, but atoms can be changed to other element. Atom size can be changed into another element and it can be divided through a nuclear reaction. Nuclear reaction is a different branch of reaction where we have seen that atoms can be further divided, and atoms of one element is changing to other elements. Suppose you are starting with uranium and uranium is changes to polonium. Plutonium. Okay, plutonium, sorry, it's plutonium. Uranium to plutonium, uranium to lead. So there are so many like in this these are all happen in a nuclear chemistry, and it is one of the, I must say, like one of the interesting branch of the science, not for the chemistry also but for the physics also. Those who are very interested in the physics, it is also impact of that also. So it is one of the which is like, okay, so uranium to plutonium. So atoms of one element can be changed into another by nuclear reaction. Then that is, and this kind of process is called transmutation, where elements are changes to different element. And where, as you can see, uranium to plutonium, these two are different element, but they can be changed through nuclear reaction. Okay, so these are the modern atomic theory, and the main modifications were made from the Dalton's atomic theory. This is just for your knowledge so that it may help. So let's start. Now we will discuss about, we have finished this, now we will coming to the main part of this chapter, that is atoms and molecules. We have discussed so much about this Dalton's atomic theory, how it is discovered, how it is discovered, and why we also even know what is atoms and molecules, because we have discussed in the last chapter what is atoms and molecules, but little did we know about its history. What happened after the atoms were discovered? How Dalton represent this atom? That is the major question. We know we had the symbols, that carbon for C, oxygen for O, O for oxygen. But when Dalton discovered these elements, when Dalton discovered the atoms, now tell me, how did he represent? That was one of the interesting part. So let's come to it. So we know what is atom. Atom is the tiniest particle of all the matter, and atoms are the building blocks of all the matters. Okay, so we know that. But what happened after Dalton discovered atom? The Dalton proposed the symbol of some of the elements so that it may look like a certain, like we India have a certain symbols. We India have a national flag to represent our state, to represent our country. So similarly, the Dalton also proposed symbols for those elements, some of the elements that were known at that time, common elements like iron, copper, hydrogen, carbon, oxygen. These are all the common elements, and then he proposed a symbol. And these are the symbols. See, these are the symbols. The hydrogen is one dot, carbon this, oxygen blank. Phosphorus, interesting part of phosphorus, it is like Mercedes. We know the symbol of Mercedes, that's phosphorus. And sulfur, iron, copper. So see that he proposed this symbol, and I feel like writing names is much better than writing these symbols and remembering these symbols. Suppose if there was no now we write the 2-word symbols. If these symbols were not discovered, we were told to till date, if these symbols were used, then along with the alphabets, these symbols were also being taught in our school. That means at the very young age, because it is very difficult to remember. You are writing carbon dioxide 3-hour exam, 3-hour chemistry exam, and you are representing this, you are writing a formula, then it may take whole day. Like instead of 3 hours, it will take 4 hours, more than that. Like I don't know, like suppose it was quite interesting that how he represent carbon dioxide using these symbols. Maybe like this, or maybe like this, carbon dioxide, any one of this, carbon dioxide or OCO. So these are the proposed symbols, but the major drawback of the symbols is, as you can see, very difficult to learn. And very difficult means it cannot write for even, since the discovery is made for the younger generation, they can't remember for the, so to make it in the easiest way, to remember them in an easiest way, thanks to Berzelius, who proposed that propose the symbols of the element with 2 words. Propose the symbol of the elements of every element with 2 symbol, or with 2 words, with 2 alphabets, or only 1 alphabet. So let's see how he did. J.J. Berzelius proposed a modern system of representing the elements, symbols of the modern systems of representing the elements. The symbols of element, he proposed that symbols of element should be the first letter of its name. This should be the first letter of its name, or the first letter and another letter. Another letter, maybe the second letter or the third letter, depending. One of it should follow that no two different element will have same symbols. Because what is the criteria, or what is the significance of this giving a symbol? The symbol is to then represent them. Like we have name, we have Aadhaar card. We have a Aadhaar card, unique identification number, which represent that we are citizens of India, and I am the only one of it. I am the only one. There should be no other duplicates. So similarly, the symbols also represent that the one symbol should represent only one particular element. It should not be like represented of various elements. That is the main reason that why we are using the symbols. And these symbols should be of 1 letter, or it can be a 2 letter, but main should be, it should follow that no 2 elements will have same elements. Like suppose carbon has C. Now chlorine. Now when we started writing chlorine we can see L, first letter, but C, here C, here C. We can't have this 2. So in that case, they thought of writing L, Cl. One more reason, like is hydrogen. For hydrogen we use what? H. And for helium, suppose a hydrogen, after hydrogen what comes? Helium. And for representing helium, how we write? H is enough, but what about another? Because we have both H, we can't have this. So in order to represent He, C. So see, these are that is the reason that no 2 elements will have the same symbol. So what is the significance of the symbols of an element? So let's discuss. So now we will discuss the significance. The significance of what does this symbol signifies? Significance of the symbols. Why we need this? Like the significance is the symbol represents the name of the element. The symbols also represent 1 atom of an element. It does not represent that 2, 3, 1. It is a 1 element. If you are writing H, that means H. If you are writing O, that means O. It means writing C, that means E. That means 1. It all represent that 1, 1, 1. So symbol represent the name of the element, symbol represent 1 atoms of an element, and symbol represent a definite mass of an element or a definite mass of an atom. Better to say atomic mass of that particular atom. So these are the significance of the symbols. Now, till now we had so many. We are in this whole class we are saying that atomic mass. In the next class we will discuss about the atomic mass. What is atomic mass, molecular mass, and that. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.